Hey everyone, I am making a very quick video just to illustrate the P in PESO, which is the paid media. Paid media in a lot of ways is the very traditional route that we think of when we think of marketing and advertising. And when we're talking about this idea of paying money for, let's say, a sponsored ad, and what you see here is a very rudimentary way of illustrating this. I took a screenshot of an advertisement that I received on Facebook, which is the image that you're seeing right here. If you can see my cursor, as you can see here, it is a sponsored post on Facebook. And in the top right corner, there's these three little dots on every post. You can click that, and you can click this little eye icon, which is why am I seeing this ad? And if you do that, it will take you to your basic ideas and preferences when it comes to things that are being promoted and sold to you, right? And when we think about that, what we're really trying to do, let's see this. Why am I seeing this ad? It gives us. Let's scroll in a little bit more. Huzzah! If I click this little ad, I see the basic criteria at which Body Boss Portable Gym 2.0, why they have targeted me, okay? And so every time that you see a targeted advertisement, some company has paid money for their product to be seen as a sponsored ad. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen every single time that you scroll through your timeline. This is something that happens on Twitter, it happens on Instagram, it happens on TikTok, any social media platform. There are sponsored ads, and you can click per legal ramifications. You can click to see why this is. So I have been told that the reason that I'm seeing this paid advertisement is because this company, Body Boss Portable Gym 2.0, is trying to reach people whose primary location is in the United States. My current city is something that exists in the US. My connection information, such as the IP address, my activity, precise location, everything that, all the data that Facebook has collected in the background has revealed all this, that I'm in the United States, which, you know, it's why we signed the terms of service. Most of us don't read it, but we are letting our data be collected. It's trying to reach people ages 18 or older. That's my birthday. I am 31, so I am indeed 18 or older. What you'll sometimes see is specific demographic age ranges. So there are ramifications legally if a company is trying to promote, let's say, alcohol with somebody under 21. So they'll have parameters maybe 21 to 35, and you can set those. And this is the part that I find particularly interesting. It is trying to reach people Facebook thinks are interested. By the way, Facebook thinks are interested in weight training and CrossFit. So this is where it gets particularly fascinating in terms of paid media. And I'll show you some of the strengths of paid media very quickly, and then I'll show you also some of the limitations. So when we're thinking about what our participation is on Facebook, what we comment on, what we like, the cookies of our browser, all those things culminate together into the data that they are able to then sell. They basically sell access to this company, Body Boss Portable Gym 2.0, to use the data that is connected to my particular account. And it says, when you review an interest, advertisers won't be able to use this interest to target you again anymore. So Facebook, for some reason, has targeted that I am interested in weight training and I'm interested in CrossFit, which are two sort of puzzling ideas. I could see weight training to a certain extent because I've recently bought home gym equipment like most people have. CrossFit, my uncle owns a CrossFit gym, so there's that. And if I click review all my interests, it will take me to yeah, to the page that I want to go to anyway. Okay, perfect. So if you click on your ad preferences, and this is where paid media becomes particularly interesting to look at, you will come to this screen wherein it says your interests, advertising businesses, and your information. So let's talk really quickly about the strength of our interests. So this is, they're broken down into a number of different categories that exist based on your personal browsing habits and things that you like, again, things you engage with. There's travel, there's education, there's food and drink, there's family and relationships, right? And so there are categories that my data has put me into. So if I click something like, let's say, family and relationships, based on my patterns, I have been flagged, which is why there's a flag, I have been flagged for having any targeted information that meets the criteria of family, motherhood, parent, infant, child, fatherhood, so on and so forth. So if I'm a company who wants to target people who are parents, who are targeted as parents, I fit that criteria, and therefore it is likely that their advertisements, their sponsored posts will come up. If I'm thinking about hobbies and activities, calorie, which is an interesting hobby, I'm sure there's some sort of diet and nutrition there. Animal welfare, I guess. Screw, I don't know what that means. Automotive industry, I own a car. Tabletop role playing, that's absolutely correct. We have a Peloton. So all of this is to say that my basic habits, things that I've done historically, all are cataloged here. And as companies say, hey, I have this new learning tool that is designed for, let's say, parents who have children, and for fathers, all of that criteria that the company would select, they would pay money for a sponsored ad, they would select very specific niches of data. So that's really good, right? We can have very, very targeted, specific audience engagement. And that's what we want. That is why we pay a lot of money for those types of things. But here's what I want to point you to. And this is the sort of limitation of the P in PESO, which is that sometimes the information that exists is incorrect. Okay? So this is information that they have on file for me because I've input it at some point. My relationship status is married. That is correct. I'm a married man. My employer was at one point the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I am no longer employed by UWM. And when I was at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, I was a graduate teaching assistant. That is not my title anymore. I am a professor. I'm an assistant professor specifically. And my education has my high school, Northtown Academy, and 3 others. I don't know what those 3 are. But here are the limitations. When we are trying to segment a specific audience, one of the issues is that some people's information is not up to date and it's not accurate. And if that happens, it makes it particularly challenging for us to, as a company who's spending money to try to target specific people. What happens if I am not targeting the groups that I want to because the information about that group is inaccurate or it is historically incorrect? And there is no incentive for me other than me doing this as a showcase for our class. Most of you probably aren't aware of what your ad preferences dictate in terms of what comes your way. So that's just a quick paid talking point of the strengths and a little bit of the weaknesses. That's obviously, this is a public relations class, and so it's the paid part is certainly part of our conversation, but it certainly leans itself more toward the marketing advertising avenue. And so with all of that being said, if you have any questions about that, please let us know. But we probably won't be spending a ton of time in the scope of this class talking about the paid engagement of things like that. All right, thanks for watching.